We'll be starting here in a couple minutes. My name is Jason White, and I'm an instructional technology consultant here at the College of Education. If you please get a chance to sign into today's meet, other apps, 3:30. That's the chat session, so that we can see who's here, and then if you have any questions, you can contact me there. So I sent you the link in the email. It's also on the front page of the session. So we'll be starting here in a few minutes, but please log into today's meet right there. If you want to, you can also download the presentation here, right there. And there's the today's meet. So both of those. So we'll be starting here in a few minutes. We've got quite a few people registered for this session, so we'll wait for them. All right, we'll give a couple more minutes, a minute or two actually, before we start. Please introduce yourself and log into today's meet.com, other apps 3:30 for the chat session. That way I know you're here. I know you can do a sound check, and that we can go ahead and get started. So go ahead and the link was on your the email I sent you along with the front page, and you can also download the presentation here. So please go ahead and log in, and then if you want to join, download the presentation. Starting in a couple minutes. All right, let's go ahead and get started here. My name is Jason Whited. I'm an instructional technology consultant here at East Carolina University in the College of Education. And it'd be great if you would log into today's meet so I can know that you're there, introduce yourself, and if you have any questions, you ask them there. And you can also download the presentation here. Okay, so the topic today is Intro to Google Other Apps. And this is just to look at 4 different apps: Google Drawing, Sites, Maps, and Hangouts, and just kind of give a general overview of them. They all can be used in education. They're pretty powerful tools in themselves, and you might want to play with them, but this is kind of just in a general introduction to them. All right, so why would you want to use Google Apps? And I think this picture here is a great example of what they are. I mean, first of all, Google Apps are all cloud-based, so it makes it really nice in that you don't have to have a specific computer to use them. You don't have to use a specific program. You can use them on a Mac, a PC. You can use them from your computer at work, at home, at school, at the library, so you can get to your stuff anywhere. And anything that you create will automatically be saved in the cloud so that you don't ever just lose anything. Like it says, all changes saved here. And what that means is that anything like to this presentation I do is saved automatically. So it's updated, and then kind of takes excuse away. As my dog ate my homework, my computer crashed, I didn't have the program. If you look through these, I forgot to save my work. We've all been there with Microsoft Word and stuff, and been typing along, and all of a sudden something happens, it crashes, and you didn't save and you lost all your work. Well, Google, because it's cloud-based, makes it automatically does that stuff. So one of the other things I want to talk about too here today is the difference between Google Chrome, which is the browser I'm using, and your Google client, which is like your Gmail, your Google Drive, and stuff like that. So, but if you look at right up here in my browser, it says Jason. That means I'm signed into my Google Drive. I'm sorry, into my Google Chrome. So that enables me to have all my bookmarks. So anytime I sign into Chrome, I get all my bookmarks, no matter where I'm at, whether I'm at home or whether I'm at work or in another classroom teaching something. I also get all my apps and extensions, which means that, some of these great apps, these third-party apps that I use frequently, I have access to them. And then, like I said, my bookmarks, and then these different apps here that I use. So now, then you also have what is your Google Drive, your Gmail, and that kind of thing. And that's when you sign physically into your account, your Google account. And it shows you right up here that I'm signed into my Google account, my personal account. That means this is my presentation I'm signed into. So any changes goes to this Google Drive, and I have access to anywhere. So if I create anything new, so go over here, I want to create a new Google document. It is now automatically updated, saved in my drive, so that I can get to it from anywhere. So that's the nice thing. And when you combine the two, you get a lot of powerful things. It's a very powerful tool. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's start about what is Google Drawings. Google Drawings is a free web-based diagramming software developed by Google. It allows users to collaborate and work together in real time to create flowcharts, organizational charts, websites, wireframes, mind maps, concept maps, and other types of diagrams. Google Drawings, hosted by Google Drive, and all files created with this application are by default saved to Google Drive. That's the official definition of what Google Drive is. So basically, it's a platform you can create infographics and other images, and then it's automatically backed up to your Google Drive. So this is what the canvas looks like. You kind of blank and like that. So let's go ahead and create a Google Drive. Now you can just multiple ways to get there. You can type in Google Drawing. And go here. You can see I already have the app downloaded, so I can launch the app. That's what happens if I've got a default on my because my browser's up. I can go here and find Google Drawings, click it there. And, so I can get to it from here. from your more. Google Drawings. So there's multiple ways to get to it, but so we've got this untitled drawing here. Like I said, it's pretty simple to use and start. So let's go ahead and title it. We're going to title this good example. By doing that, you see it's saving it, and now it's all changed. So it's there. I go to recent. There's my 330 example. So anything I do to this now, it'll save it. It's, it's a pretty simple, basic image. You can have some imaging editing, but you can create some great things with it. Okay, so let's explain the menu here. Your menu bar. So I'll go over here, and you've got your file, which is obvious. It's gonna, and I'll talk about a little bit more about that. Your edit, if you want to edit some stuff. Your view, insert, format, arrange, tools, table, help. Also over here, your comments and your shares. So if you want to share it with somebody, you can do it from there. And this is the drawing menu right here. So the nice thing about Google is that, the file looks pretty much the same no matter what. You can but just the difference is, it might say if this was Google Docs, it would be, say, download as a Microsoft Word and stuff like this. But you can download as a PDF, a JPEG, an image, these, two that you can just share, just same old pictures. You can see your revision history, your language, your move it to trash. You can rename it, copy it, new. So this is a lot like any other Google applications. And you have your insert menu. And this is where a lot of stuff, you actually have 2 spots. You have some stuff that you can insert here. We also have it up here. So if I insert a text box, an image, a line, a shape, a table. So if I want to say an image, I can go over here and click an image, and I go from my albums. Let's go ahead and insert this picture of my kids at the beach. And I can shrink it down so I can do some other stuff to it. So that I can insert text box right there. And let's just go ahead and it's got a basic editor, so I can increase this text size. And then even the color if I want to make it yellow. I don't really like that yellow on this, so let's just change text color to purple. So now we can do word art, line, a shape, I can table and comment, stuff like this. Now, one of the nice things though, it has tools up here too, and it has the research capability, which is the same as Google Docs them. So if I type in pizza, I can search for pizza, and then I can grab this image right here and I can drag it right onto my picture. And nice thing is it's linked back to it. So that's a nice little function with the research aspect to it and links to it. Like I said, if you want to go back to insert, you can do a shape. I can do call outs. I can say pizza is good. I can write that down. So my daughter's saying it there. One nice thing is I go back here and say, you know what? I just want to make it transparent. So all you see is the pizza is good. So see, I've got this kind of quick little image. It's real easy to use. So, like I said, you've got these different options here. And the same thing is here. We can insert a text box, an image, a shape, a line, or select. So Now, you also have your range menu, which is here. So if I click on my image, my range, I can say, my order, I can bring it to the front. So if I bring this to the front, it makes all that stuff disappear, or I can arrange and send it to the back. Now this stuff pops up. So you can say, oh, wait a minute, I want this, move kind of different layers of it. You got your main toolbar, which I talked about a little bit of there, which kind of shows your kind of your when you edit, you can edit your image. You've got your images, but you also got, if I insert a text box, so I don't have to go up here to the insert. Some of the basic functions are there. We also have some image editing, so you can say line color, but you can crop your image, you can reset your image, add a comment, insert a link, add line. So if I want to say, I want to add see, I'll put a frame around it, but I want to make it really thick. So now this thick frame around it. Or I can make it dashed if I wanted to, solid. So you can play around with it. And that's the best thing about Google. I mean, the best thing to do with Google is just play around with it, use it, and just get proficient. And there's a lot of help you can find online. There's some 15-year-old kid in England or Canada or something that can tell you how to do it, some specific thing. And I talked about image editing. You've got your image options over here, which means that I can adjust my transparency, brightness, contrast, stuff like this. Replace it, crop it, comment. And comment is just, if I want to add a comment, say, anybody that would look at this, I can do it. Piece comment. And then I can share this, whoever I want to. I can type in like College of Education, can edit it, or they can just comment or view, or I can get a shareable link if I wanted to share it with my whole class, which I can give them options of comment, view. So, and it's just like any other sharing aspect of any, whether it be Google Docs, whether it be Sheets, anything like that. So Google keeps it uniform across the board on their sharing on a lot of their things. Okay, so are there any questions with Google Drawings? I know this is just an overall view, so you can get a look at it. If you got any questions, log into today's meet and you can ask me there, or you can even email me at whiteedj@ecu.ecu. At ecu.edu. Okay. So what can you use in drawings in your class? These are some ideas. You can create a graphic organizer. You can create like blog headers, show your work for a math problem, create infographics. And, infographics are great. I use them. I think they're a great tool to be used for people. And then that's what you could share with, say, I want to create an infographic, 2 or 3 people get together. And that's why the sharing aspect is great. And like these are some suggestions. You can download this presentation, like I said earlier, right here. Again, if you have any questions, log into today's meet and ask it. If there are no questions, I'm going to go ahead and move on to Google Maps. What are Google Maps? Google Maps is a desktop web-based, like Google. It offers satellite imagery, maps 360 panoramic views of the streets. That's the official. So, and what Google Maps is like, so if I go ahead and say I want to Google Greenville, North Carolina, I click right here, and I'm using Google Maps. But now if I want to go over and say, you know what, I want to go to my maps. These are maps that I've created earlier before. I can also create a map here. So I create a map. And I can search for green. And it takes me there. And it'll plunk in a little thing saying, here's Greenville, North Carolina. Okay. Now, that's nice. And let's say if I want to also search for Burn, North Carolina. Yeah, it's going to plunk one down there too. So when I back up a little bit, so I go back and forth. Now, what we can start using layers here. So, but finding directions maps. Let's go back a little bit more about maps. Is you can find directions to get to from Greenville to New Bern, things like that. You can, like I said, we just created a map there. Let's talk about the main map menu. So when I click up, let's go ahead and close it. On title map, I'm going to do this as retitle it. Click up there, and it's going to say this is I've saved it. And so if I go over here in my recent, it's now 330 example map. There's the icon for map. There's the icon for Google Drawings. So you know what it is. Let's go ahead and close that now. So now I've got my map. You can title it. But now the next thing that Google Maps lets you do is add a layer. And the layer is nice though, because like I said, it's a layer. So my first layer is going to be, New Bern. So I can I'll leave that here, but I'm going to say title this one, rename it. I say New Bern. Okay. Now I can add that to this. Now this New Bern layer is right there. So it gives you, you view in Google Maps. So it takes it outside to that, but you can put stuff in there. I can features of this. So if I want to take this color for this, I can change it style to, let's go back to blue since it's next to the water. Now New Bern, I might want to say, I want to find Walmart Supercenter. There's that. Now see it pops up here, but I can quickly add it to my thing there. Change the color, so I'm going with blue here. Now it's up if I pull back out a little bit there. And then I can also, if I want to, I can add a thing. I can say, okay, here is, I'm going to add one, click on that. I want to put right there, and I want to put in and name it airport. And change the color to the blue that I'm using. So it's New Bern. So now I want to add another layer. And this layer, I'm going to name Greenville. Go ahead and save it. I'm going to search up here, and I'm going to go North Carolina. It's right there. See it popped up there. So now I can add it, and it's going to go to the last one, Greenville. And let's go ahead and recolor this. Let's go with this one, purple. So now if I want to search here, Walmart, Greenville Boulevard. So I'm going to add that one down like that. Change its color to be purple again. And let's go ahead and there's the airport. So I'm going to click it here. There it is. Save, change color to purple. Okay, so now you see that I've created 2 layers. And what's nice about this, and I know that some teachers, like when they were doing a field trip to Washington, D.C., they planned out, you have 3 layers. So they planned out 4 stops each day. So they could look at it and say, okay, day 1, we're going to do, so day 1 on our trip, we're going to do Greenville. Once we're done with that, we can uncheck it. Now we've got is New Bern, but we can always go back and recheck Greenville, and it pops back up. So in a way, it's nice that you can say I've done this, or day 1 do this, day 2 this, so you can see it. So you only have to use 1 map instead of 4 different maps. Share the link with somebody, and then they can do it. So we talked about the different tools here. When you've got the, redo, undo, select items, add a marker, draw a line, add directions measurement. Those are pretty self-explanatory. Again, over here, if you want to share it, you click share, and you can say, I want a specific person. So if I want to look at College of Education, I'll share it with them. I would send them me, and they can edit it. Or you got the link up here, they owned by collaborators. So if a teacher wants to create a map for use for different classes, a group of teachers want to create a map, they can go ahead and share it and create the map and stuff. So we talked about layers, show them that. So if you have any questions, again, you can log into today's Meet, Other Apps 330. That link's on the front page of the registration site, and I sent you the email. Any questions? Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and move on to Google Hangouts. So what are Google Hangouts is, it's a nice communication system that you can use for text, voice, or video chats in either one-on-one or group. So it's a great way to collaborate and meet kind of sort of in person. So, if you're taking an online class and you spread all over the state or even the country or the world even, you could say we're all going to be at 9 o'clock in the Google Hangouts and share it. And you have up to 15 people that can talk about it, about what they're doing and stuff like this. Hanging out is pretty easy to do. So in a second here, I'm going to do my sharing here. Got to full on screen share. So when I do my Hangout, I can go through here, and I'm going to go to my up here, go through Google Plus to do Hangout, or actually I can go here and do Hangout. Now you see it, and then I can call somebody and say, I want to call the College of Education. Click on that, and I want to do video call. And they will answer. You hear the calling. And so you're going to get a little feedback, but you can see that I'm actually talking to myself. That is me. This is the College of Education. So, but it's pretty easy to use. And then, again, if you look at this, when they call, they accept it, and so they join the call. So you can have up to 15 people. Now, it might be it might be actually 20 or 25 now. They just increased the number, and I don't remember to what. But you can have a big group of people. So if you've got a big group working on a project, even if you don't want to try to meet at the library at 10 o'clock at night, you can all meet together there. So now that brings us to Google Hangouts on Air. Now this is probably the more powerful of the tool, because this is what we're using for what we're doing right now. This is allowing us to, create something that I can do as a people performance. A group of people can get together, talk, and other people can watch. I've seen faculty members use this as for lectures, but like what we're doing here for PD, and they can get together and do stuff like this. So let's go ahead and get started with it. So I'm going to go over here to my Google Plus, and I'll go to my Hangouts, and have the option for Hangout on Air. Click on that, create a Hangout. I'm going to name it as in I can go now, or I can go later. I can public, or I can add more people. So if I want to add from like and they would get an invitation to do it, and I can go ahead and share it. But it's I'm going to create it. Sorry. Well, now I'll go ahead and share it. Somebody has the link can do it. So I'll go ahead and start. And now I'm broadcasting again. I can invite guests. So if I want to invite, I'm talking about it. So now you see it. Let's go over here to my presentation real quick. Because now we've done it, invited guests and everything, you're looking at it. Now let's talk about our, start broadcast, stop broadcast. So it's down here. It's still waiting, cycling through to start. It's nobody's viewing, so now I can start the broadcast. Now I'm about to go live. So now this one's going live. Now I can mute the microphone for this. I can turn off the camera off, invite more people, do my settings, adjust the bandwidth, leave the call. See it's saying live up here. You also have the option of over here, your menu options over here are, this one is a draw, so I can draw on it. So I can click this and say I want to draw. There, Google Effects, you can click on that too. A few more apps. You get the Hangout toolbox. You have Google Effects. You can control room. This is your cameraman. You do people asking you questions here. You have the option for showcase, and then you have the option for screen share and chat. Go ahead and stop this broadcast. And close it down. These are the toolbars we talked about. I forgot to show you can share it, the link, and that's where you get to link to your presentation. Watching it is very simple. You just go to YouTube. My channel. And see, there's the one I just created. So I clicked on it. Play with it. So that's how people can watch a presentation after you've done it. And that's one of the strengths, advantages of using Google Hangouts on air. Okay, so if there's no questions, we'll go ahead and move on to what are Google Sites. Google Sites are, are the is how you create a web page. Basically, there's the, is that free application I usually create websites, and it's pretty simple to use. So I can go back over here, more from Google thing, drop down, click on Google Sites. And now you see there's some previous ones I've done. So I'm gonna go ahead and create one, click on create. And I can pick out a basic template, classroom site, soccer team. I'm gonna stick with the basic template. And I'm gonna do and okay. I click a theme if I want to, but I don't want to. More options. I'm not a robot. And I click create. It'll take a minute here. While it's creating it, you can go through and see we got getting started. We'll talk about our settings. So you have, you can edit a page, you can add a page. You've got your settings where you can see revision history, site layout, manage site sharing and permissions. So you can give it to somebody else to edit it if you want to create a group page. So if I want to go over here and I want to edit the page, click on this. And this is kind of if I want to insert an image, a link, something from my Google Drive, a photo from my Google Plus, HTML box. And this is if you really get into it, design your page, you want to play around with these. Format, this is your headers and stuff like this. Table, insert a table, your layout. You want to go to one column, let's switch it to 2 columns. So there's 2 columns there. Now let's switch it down to 3 column. So now you see the 3 columns. So you can play around with your layout and stuff like this. And again, you have your basic, and you want to put in something here. It's your basic text editor and everything. Save your changes. This does not automatically save. You have to save changes to it. If you want to add a page, just click here, and you can say, do I want a page on the top level or under home? And then, so this would be example home test. Great. So there's your home page and your test. So this is a test, and then I can get in with my page editor. I can insert an image. I could say I want to insert, you know, upload images. So I could grab something from my computer. Okay, and now my image is in there. So real simple to use. It's pretty basic, but when you get real creative with it, you can create a pretty nice little website. A lot of teachers are using it because it's nice that it ties into your Google Drive. So if I wanted to insert something from my Google Drive, I could say, from my drive, I want to do a drawing. Do my 330 example, select, save, and there is my drawing. Yeah, it'll get there. And save it. And there's my beach drawing from earlier. So, you know, the nice thing about using Google Drive is anything you put in there that is Google, whether it be docs, drawings, anything like this, does not take up space. Whereas if you have JPEGs or images in there, it does take up space. So this is nice that it doesn't. So you can build this whole catalog of stuff and just keep it within your Google Drive. It doesn't really take up space. So your edit menu, like we talked about, your edit menu bar, you have your insert and your layout are the two biggest ones you use. And we talked about creating a new page. Okay, since now it's the question time. Like I said, this was just kind of a general overview of what it is. Feel free to use it and go on with it. Let me quickly go over about Google Sites again. You know, it's a free thing. You can, getting started, once you get to Google Site here, I can go back here to my Google Sites. It's very simple to create, blank set, name it. As robot. Create it. Yeah, that one works, not a robot. Create site. Again, when you go to your settings, you can say if you want to, you know, the revision history, your templates, your site actions, sharing your permissions. So you want to share with your co-teachers and stuff like this. You got your edit page, create a page. Here's your edit menu bar. So you kind of got your basic text editor there, but then you also can insert images and stuff. So if we go back over here, 330 test, which is done, I can go edit my page and I want to insert an image. Let's go something from my drive, my drawing. I'm gonna do I can do my dimensions. I can save it, and now my drawings from there. And that's what I was saying. It's nice if it's tied to your Google Drive to save there. You can download this PowerPoint. Has all this stuff in your layout. So if I want to switch my layout, and I'll say, here's your settings. Do that, and once I go to my editing, and I want to go to my layout, and I want to actually be so one above, one below. So just play around with it, like all the rest of the Google stuff. Just play around with it. And creating a new page again. I can save this. Go here, create a new page. I can title it. And then create it. I can put it on the top level, which just there, or under home, or I can nest it under home. And then you can go ahead and edit it and create a second page. And to save it, and you go over here, if you want to sharing and permissions, link to the share to the people you want to, or I can go specific again. So again, it's pretty simple. They keep the sharing all about the same. So any questions? If you've got any questions, feel free to log into today's meet and let me know. Be here for a while there. One of the things I want to go here. Is to talk about my, thank you for attending today's session. Make sure you fill this out if you want to get CEU credit for it. I want to talk about our Ed Camp that's happening in about a week and a half. You get 0.6 CEUs for it. It's filling up fast. We have just actually very few slots left. It's free. You'll get free lunch, a breakfast and snack. You also get some tchotchkes like cups and pens and stuff like this. And we have some great prizes. Basically, it's an uncamp, which means that it's not really like a conference. Whereas, you have set sessions in the morning, afternoon. Basically, it'll be people getting together to talk about educational technology. So everybody can join in and say, hey, we're going to talk about this. So you can come in. You might have a topic you can come in and talk about. So sorry, my phone's dinging. So you can talk about that, or we can talk about, if you want to come and talk about flipping a lesson, we talk about that. You can come in and say, I really just want to talk about education technology. And somebody there might say, I want to talk about screencasting. You can jump in those sessions. So it's kind of a free-flowing idea. And from there, we want to talk about the Eastern North Carolina Instructional Technology Collaborative, which means that it will be, we're trying to extend our PD out to our K-12 partners, trying to find tech-savvy people to offer PD that we'll facilitate. That will, again, be like this. You can get 1/10 of a CEU for it. Once you get 10 sessions in, you get a CEU. And Ed Camp is worth, Ed Camp is worth 0.6 CEUs. So if you have any questions, feel free to email me at whiteedj@ecu.edu. You can also follow me on Twitter or find me on LinkedIn or Google Hangouts. So I'm going to go ahead. If you don't have any questions, I'll be hanging out for a couple more minutes. If you have any questions, go ahead and find me on today's meet. The other app's 3:30. If there are no questions, I'm going to go ahead and end this session. Have a good day.